another episode of the Voiceover.GURU's podcast with Linda Bruno and JJ Wilson. Hello, JJ.
Hello, JJ. There's an echo in here.
You have an echo?
So do I. What a coincidence.
So welcome back. We
haven't thank
done
you
a
for
podcast
having
in a couple of weeks, but we were pretty good last time about posting.
Yes, we were. We did two last time.
What's that?
We did two last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they don't know that.
Oh, they don't?
No, because they were set out at different times.
Oh, I love it when that happens.
So you don't give away the trade
for
secrets.
A week. Oh, sorry. Well, I didn't say in a row.
All right. So one thing we should discuss is we had an online workout last week, and our acting guru, Alyssa Jason, was one of our coaches. Wasn't that fun?
It really was. It a whole new perspective. Stuff that you and I talk about only in a completely different way. And I think as an actress, it just made more sense the way, I don't know. Yes, it was really cool. It was really cool.
It's great, too, for us to hear it because I know for me anyway, it's a nice refresher to.
Yes.
And sometimes, stuff that we forget, I forget. And some of the coaching tips that she had, I was like, oh, of course, it totally makes sense.
One of the most important things I think she said was that, for people who've been doing this for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, is that you get stuck in a rut.
Yes.
And you keep sending auditions you think are fantastic and you don't book anything. And I can definitely see that happening. And it's funny, I kind of took it upon myself a couple of months back just to change it up. Mm-hmm. Do things I would never normally do. And I have indeed booked a couple of more jobs than the average.
So what did you do?
I let go even more. I went flatter. I went less. I tried things that, that I wouldn't normally try. Like, for instance, on the, I think it's the new McDonald's commercial. There's a guy who just reads like this, and I'm sure he sings the jingle at the end. He goes, ba 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 ba.
And does he sound like he's dying?
No, but it was just very laid back and low key. Ba 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 ba.
Oh,
and I'm sure he did that during the audition, and it wasn't called for. And they went, "Oh my God, that's cool!"
Right.
And that's probably why they booked him.
But
it was a read that you wouldn't expect on a McDonald's commercial. It was just so different than anything you could possibly think of directing that spot that way.
Right.
But the guy was. So I'm trying more of that. I'm being silly. I'm when it calls for it, or I'm just stretching. I'm stretching. I've been in the same place so long. It's time to stretch even more.
That's great. Well, we need to do that after, so many years of doing the same thing.
Yes, exactly. So I don't stretch physically because that hurts my back, but, I'm stretching emotionally.
But it was so much fun to have her in on the workout. And I think that the 6 participants, because, we keep it small. Yes. Were, I think they benefited a lot from what she had to say.
Yeah, you know what impressed me?
What's that?
I always love this, and I get nervous for people I don't know and haven't heard do a voiceover. And, she's got a lot of experience, Alyssa. But one of the students said, "Can you please read this script?" And I went, "Oh, God. Oh, that's good." Oh, geez. And she just read the crap out of it. And I went, "Oh, thank you."
She did.
Thank you. She really did. So, she's really, really good. And, I'd love to have her back.
She doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk.
She does. She can do both at the same time.
Well, she'll definitely be joining us, maybe for once a month, one of the workouts that we do.
Okay.
She loved it. I actually just saw her over the weekend, and she absolutely loved it. And she said, count me in, because she loved the coaching process. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. It was a lot of fun, that last session we had. And she loved you.
Oh, thank you. I love her.
So in the same vein of trying something new.
Don't say vein, please.
What?
Please don't say veins or arteries. Please.
Sorry. I know you're going
I got more red marks on me now than...
In the same arena?
Genre?
In the same...
venue?
Whatever. You're saying that you're trying new things. with your reads. Well, I decided that I wanted to see if I could get some coaching myself when it came to promo, because I am so used to doing my normal promo read, which is upbeat Disney stuff.
Right.
And I've been doing it for 12 years, and I know I've got that. So there's this great guy, Brent Allen Hagel, and he has the manager of creative marketing voices at TVA out in California, in LA.
Okay.
And he had posted this little clip on LinkedIn of him just giving some performance and coaching advice for promo. And I saw his little video and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's amazing. So I messaged him. He only does group classes, but the group classes really are for people starting out, not people that are, have been doing it forever.
Gotcha.
So he was kind enough to connect with me for 30 minutes on Zoom a couple weeks ago. And he put me through my paces in all the stuff that I'm not familiar with doing, like some drama TV shows and even like trailerish more types of things that I'm not used to. I don't feel comfortable doing it.
Right.
But he pushed me out of my little box that I've been in, and thankfully I recorded everything while I was with him. That way I have those examples to refer to. But, it doesn't matter how long you are in this business, or even if you become a specialty, performer in a certain area, you gotta, stretch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's partly what makes the workouts so much fun for me, because, and it's a dead giveaway that I'm in a box. Because, I can think of 35 ways to read a line, but then one of the students the other night read it a way I never would have imagined.
And
I said to myself,
I love that.
What an interesting interpretation of that line. And I remembered it, and I'm using it.
Really? That's great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So everything we do is learning. You can learn from a beginner because they don't know enough to do it in a box.
Right.
And it's just great. It's so much fun. I encourage everyone, if you have any inkling at all to get into the voiceover world, it's the perfect place to start.
Yeah.
It's cheap, it's easy, it's fun. We do not say, you're horrible and too short. Go home. We don't do that. We just have fun. We coach you, and if you really suck, then we'll say, hey, have you tried woodworking? JJ teaches that too.
Yeah,
okay,
no, we're very kind. We're very
yes,
kind.
we are. Yes, we are.
And
yes,
most of the people that actually attend the workouts with us, even if they're just starting out, they've at least read something. They've at least done something. So they're not just coming off the street.
Right.
So that's important. But no, we're very fair, and we have a really good time with it. But I think the most important thing, at least for me, is to make it a welcoming environment for people, so they don't feel intimidated, and they can leave feeling like they actually learned something and they weren't criticized.
Yes, exactly right.
Exactly. But
right.
back on that note of talking about Brent Allen Hagel, he teaches these group classes for promo. So if anybody has interest in that, he teaches it through a great company out in LA called Real Voice LA. And they're amazing. They hold online classes like we do. They train. They have a lot of stuff going on, and a nice group of people over there. So he does group classes there. You can do online via Zoom if you're interested in promo.
Very cool.
Because I don't know how to coach promo.
No, I've done some, but it's a whole different vein.
The thing, I know how to do it, obviously, because
Yes.
it's like one of my main sources of income. But I couldn't tell you what I do.
No, it's
like
just
I can tell you what I do with commercial copy, which is why I coach that, and I coach performance for narration, industrial, all that. But for promo, I don't know. For me, it just came very naturally, so it's tough for me to describe in words how to get someone else to the same place.
Yep. I remember I had a friend who worked at A&E, and she called one day and she said, I want you to be the promo voice. And I went, no, okay. And so for 3 months, 3 hours a day, I would be tag teamed by 6 or 7 different producers. And one would come in, send 3 pieces of copy. We'd do those. The next producer would come in, we'd do those, and so on, every day for 3 months.
Jeez, that's a lot.
Oh, it is. It is. And it was like, whoa, this is incredible. You know, how back to back to back to back to back to back, and you have to switch modes. Remember this person's likes and dislikes, and it's not easy doing that kind of a promo gig. It's very difficult.
Not if you're working for multiple people.
No. And I really still to this day don't know why it ended. Everybody said it was going well. I think they just made changes, wanted to go younger. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I'm finding. You know, I'm gonna be 42 soon.
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be laughing right now.
Linda.
If I'm gonna be 50 in 2 weeks, you're younger than me. How the heck did you produce my first demo?
Well, I had a womb with a view and very small DAT machine then. All right, I'm going to be 60, and I'm not getting the things that I used to get because I'm too old.
Well, it's your sound, that's all.
It is. So partly that's it, but now people seem to be, it's funny, the agencies and though the agents and things like that seem to follow where you are in your career, at least the good ones. Mm-hmm. And they say, oh, this one's right up your alley. It's, it's one of these kind of reads, stuff like that. But I don't get sent the, come to McDonald's and get a cup of coffee anymore. But it changes. And it's part of the biz, but it's difficult.
Yeah, well, aging does change things to a degree. But I know that now that I had a chance to lay down some alternate types of promos, which I'm going to produce, and I'm going to send them to my agents, because I don't think they realize that I can do some of those things.
Right.
And try to open the door to different, not that I don't love doing, the Disneys and everything upbeat, because I do. I absolutely love it. But I want to do something different, too.
Right. Yep.
It's just, I'm not being greedy. I'm being smart.
That's right. Just stretching and opening new doors. And that way you keep working even though you're aging.
Exactly.
Slowly. You're aging very slowly.
So we got a nice question from one of our students.
Yes.
Something he wanted us to discuss on the podcast.
Okay.
And he says that every time he and I speak, I mention you, JJ. I didn't realize I did, but apparently I do.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of my main feedback includes that I will run something by you. So he's asking, how important to your craft have you both found having that confidant in the business? And how much stuff do you actually bounce off of one another?
Terribly important. It's so important because it could be about anything. And I do this with, you and David Hughes, and David Hughes will call me up and go, hey, because I have different knowledge than he does about some things and vice versa, and you and I. But, I used to be a big union guy, and he would call me and he'd say, no, I got this thing. They just offered me this much. And, and I say, well, in the union it would have been this, but since you're a non-union guy, I would charge about this. So he calls for rates sometimes. And I call him and I go, the way David directs sometimes is it's pretty cool. He gets stuff out of me that it's weird. I can't even explain it, but just the way he approaches things is a little bit different, and he always stretches me. And then the same thing with you. I call you up and I go, hey, if there's an audition that comes across the line from the same agent, we're both a member of the same agent, and it says multiple, female, male spot, I will call you and I'll say, hey, you want to do your parts and I'll do mine, and we'll build the spot and send it in as one. Yeah. And we always do that together, and we call each other about rates, and if somebody's having a problem in the workouts or the classes that we, whatever, they're really good, except what do you think, maybe during the next class you and I can approach it this way. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and we also call each other for emotional support.
Yeah, that to me is one of the most important aspects of it.
Yes, it's so important because it's just like any job, only worse. But you have something good and it goes away, and you're the first person I think of. Because
someone you
know
can
me
commiserate with.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And you always say, that's, no matter how many years you've been doing this, it still hurts or it still feels tremendous.
But it's like you need someone to bounce off your anger, your upset, your questions, your feelings, to help you validate that you're not alone in what you're feeling towards parts of this industry.
Right. And if I do a new demo, I'll send it to you. Mm-hmm. Yep. And vice versa. And the other way.
I think if you're lucky enough to meet some quality people along the road, even if you can just get 3, you would be blessed.
Yes.
People that you could call and talk to and just ask away. It's a gift. It really is. And it's something that, I treasure. And I've even called you after the workouts and said, thank you so much for being who you are.
Yes, thank you. Yes, likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
But we bounce a lot of stuff off of each other to answer the question. I don't really think I've withheld any concern that I had ever about the business. I've never said, I don't want to talk to him about that. No. You pretty much know all of it.
Yeah, and likewise, you've seen some dark moments in me when I've called, and it's just, there are dark moments in any business, but it seems to me like there are more in this one because, as I've always said, it's like going on a job interview 6 times a day and only booking 1 after 25 days.
Right. That's true.
It's constant. It's constant with the auditions, and I just got one a couple of minutes ago that I've already done. And now the client has decided that he wants to go a different direction. But I've already done that audition, or they've added a line. Well, have them imagine me reading that line after the 2 minutes of copy I've already read. Just think of it as being in there. I'm not going to do this again. That's insane.
Why not? You're a trained monkey.
Right. It's insane.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, having the person to bounce off things is also critical to talk you off the ledge occasionally.
Yes, yes.
When you're either about to make a really bad phone call to someone.
Yeah, I've done that with you before. Linda, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to call this person and tell him to jump. And you go, JJ. Yes, Linda. Shut up.
Put the phone down.
Put the phone down. Put the knife down, JJ.
Take a deep breath. I know. So yes, I think it's a great thing to have, is to have that person.
It's just like having a very good friend.
Yeah,
in the business.
You and I, since we have similar agents and you and I get a lot of similar auditions, I can commiserate with you about that.
Yep.
Brian Lee's one of my closest friends, but because he's in a different level.
Yeah.
We don't have that much to discuss business-wise. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yes. He's going 8 hours a day back to 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 back. And he's very good. I mean, he really is very good. I hear him everywhere.
But he doesn't really understand some of the complaints that I might have about a smaller client. He's just.
Oh, yeah, no. His go by so fast he doesn't even know their name.
Right.
Hi, thanks. That was great. Okay, send me a check. Go next.
I know. So it's just a different perspective. But I highly recommend you get some pals in this business. Yep. Even I have female voice talent friends that I love chatting with, and really just, we pick each other's brains on stuff. And I don't feel like they're my competition. I can't talk to them.
No.
We're all right for the, our own individual things. So, but
it's it's funny. I used to work with a man. Do you know Bob Lebescus?
I've heard of him. I don't know him.
He started Spots Incorporated. Oh my God, I don't know how many years ago. But one of the first guys to use me. Phenomenal, funny writer. Just funny. A great man. We went on to do a voiceover school together. And a good friend, and he sent me a couple of months back some of the spots we did 30 years ago. Oh. And God damn, they were funny. It was back in the days when you had 6 people in the studio all reading different parts, and it was a wonderful reminder of the way that it used to be. And he posted something on Facebook the other day. He said, well, I've just let my corporation go.
Aw.
I'm done. And thank you to all. And I called him up. I was in tears. And I said, man, you and I have we have torn this place apart. And it was really fun. But it's weird that people are retiring now from doing this all these years.
Yeah.
And evidently he saved his money. So,
well,
oh dear.
I know that you sold me your ISDN box many years back.
Yes, I'm sorry because I don't use them anymore.
Right. So I bought it from you for like $300 because I'm like, I need a backup because at the time HSN only wanted to use ISDN.
Right.
So then HSN, they pick someone else and go with someone else after 6 years, which is fine. But now the ISDN is used so infrequently, I kept hanging on to it thinking, the moment I cancel this line is when somebody's going to call me for a job like
right,
that.
right.
So I made that hard decision the other day and I said, nope, I got to call Verizon and I got to cancel the line. And it was like at the end of an era for me since I've had an ISDN line since 1999.
Yeah.
And it just felt like, wow, 21 years of something and I'm saying goodbye to it. I don't know. It's like it shouldn't be sad or whatever. It's just kind of a weird feeling.
It is. It's the end of another different era is gone with technology. And I so miss the days of hanging out with Darryl Gilley and Connie and Dave Corey and Bob all in the same room. And I mean, it was just an hour and a half of laughing.
Well, having those that human interaction in person.
Yeah. I spent an hour in my studio today trying to kill a fly. That's where we're at now. So he kept buzzing in front of the microphone, and I'm reading, goes, zzz, so I'd have to redo the take. So not only did I kill him, he's in about 18 pieces, and then I burned him, and I boiled him in acid.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so he's gone. He's asshole. Anyway, but
funny.
I miss the old days.
It's a new era now. But I think that's why these voiceover group gatherings, these get-togethers are so popular. They have like happy hours and stuff in the city here in New York.
Yes.
Because people need to see human people in the same room with them.
Yeah, and that's not easy now anyway.
Right. Well, that hasn't happened in a while, but I can understand why these parties and these little gatherings happen because it's lonely. It's just you and your fly.
Yeah, I know. Well, I named him Frankie before I killed him. Die, Frankie! Die!
You named him?
Anyway, yeah.
Oh,
I wanted him to know his name before he died. Bugger. Anyway, but yes.
Well, that was
it's
a
an
very
awesome
good question
business.
from our student, I think.
Yes, it was, and I hope he comes back again for another get-together.
Get to a workout. Yeah, no, we haven't heard from him in a while in regards to that.
He hates us.
No, you know why? Because he's actually out working and booking jobs.
Oh, sure.
I know. He sent me an email and he said, I am officially a paid and well-reviewed voiceover talent.
Oh, nice.
I know. And that stuff just totally jazzes
it's amazing
me.
what we can do with one
of our
workout
students
class.
says, I booked a job. We did a lesson with you and I booked a job. It's like, yay. This is why we do this. We want you to succeed.
That's right. That's right. Not too much, but some. No, I'm kidding.
Just don't take anything away from us and you'll be fine.
Right. Remember Frank? Sorry.
Oh, excuse me while I cough. Sorry.
Sorry.
Well, thank you so much for joining me again for another episode of the Voiceover Gurus podcast. I hope you got maybe some exercise in by killing Frank today.
Services will be held tomorrow.
Okay. Let me know where I can send flowers.
Yeah. All the rest of his brothers are going to do a flyby. Damn, I'm so funny sometimes, but not now.
Oh, you're hysterical.
And yeah.
Was it good for you?
Yes, I'm probably going to smoke as soon as we get done.
Oh, fantastic. Guy
yes,
with heart problems.
My heart doctor loves that, yeah.
So, we're going to have workouts in September, the Wednesday nights of September. JJ and I have to get our heads together to make sure that he's available and I'm available. But because at this point, by the time you hear this podcast, we will be done with the August workouts.
Right.
But join us in September.
Join us. Please, do we have a workout tomorrow? Yes.
What's that?
Do we have a workout tomorrow night?
Well, the thing is, the podcast isn't going to probably air till.
Oh, yeah. No.
tomorrow.
I was just asking you on a personal level because I rely on you because I take medication to keep me up with what the hell I'm doing.
No, sorry. Anyway,
okay.
take a class with us in September. It's good fun. It's good fun. Wednesday nights, it's only $50 for the 2 hours, and it's just a limit of 6 people.
That's right.
We have a ball. So thank you, JJ.
Thank you, Linda, as always. And we hope we see you on the radio.
Oh, old terms today. Old terms today.
You know what my father's sign-off was on his show on NBC?
What?
And, I grew up with the man, and I still don't know what the hell he meant, but he says, well, it's Big Wilson, and if I don't see you, I'll see you. What?
And you still don't know what it means.
I still don't know what it means. That was 1966. I have no idea.
If I don't see you, I'll see you.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You're asking the wrong person.
Okay,
all right, this
too.
wraps up another episode of the Voiceover Gurus podcast. Do you have any ideas for us? Something you'd like us to discuss? Please email me, Linda, at voiceover.guru, or head over to the website, voiceover.guru, and check out our bios and good stuff there.
That's
too.
right.
Okay?
Right. I'll put my blood pressure and heart rate on there for you so you can all check that out. It's going to be great.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, JJ.
Thank you, Linda.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao, Boble.